TEW 2016, the branding solution, and we are here on Raw with a go-home show before Vengeance this Sunday. And after the show, we will have a look at that match card to see if there's some good matches set up. But today, we're going to continue our pre-show push off the rookies, and then we're going to see how the go-home show goes. So we give System X a victory, no improvements. I decided to give Anglo Dawkins a win because he's got no momentum, so I thought we'd see what we could do with him. Not much, but hopefully it'll improve his momentum. In a 4-on-4, we then have the Ascension and DIY picking up a win, and we've got some improvements. March, Rush and Connor, and a couple of the youngsters getting improvements, which is good to see. We can see a couple of up to rate performance at 24. One still struggling, but yeah, I'm not devastated. We're slowly building this. We know this all along. We gave Luke Harper an easy victory. Just another dominating performance to try and make him look strong. And Bo Dallas and the Shining Stars got a victory. As we did recall Bo Dallas, we can see here that Morel Osselin is actually getting good. He's over 30 already. So this means there could be some potential in that kid, more than the rest. Del Rio defeated Ruben Vidal, but they don't click, so meh, who cares. Just wanted Del Rio to get a win. And then the New Day, Woods and Rocky Romero pick up a win over JTG and Carlos Lawler. I ran out of rookies, so I just put JTG in there. We can see Xavier Woods is getting up to the 60s, which is potential for a title run. We never know. And I think we have one more match. I hope we have one more match. I thought I pressed that next button. We have, for our main event of the pre-show, I went with Jay Lethal defeating Nick Jackson. I was hoping this could be quite a much better rated match because we've seen Nick Jackson picking off 70s, near 80 matches in this tag team. Jay Lethal is someone who has to start getting used more. I'm sorry, I need to use this guy more. And we'll get there eventually. We open the show with a 100 rating, hey? Where we have Paul Heyman calling out Roman Reigns before him and his client's match at Vengeance. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Now, this is just slow build, and I feel this match needs to come off the back of what we've seen at WrestleMania when Roman Reigns defeated Dean Ambrose to take Seth Rollins' title, and then the Authority turned on Seth Rollins, leaving us with nobody to challenge Roman Reigns. So I went big for the first match. If Reigns retains, we'll probably go for someone smaller. If Lesnar wins, we will have a rematch. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with it yet, but we have to look at the bigger picture here now, because this is the time when you build the stars through April to about November to see who will be your Mania people. So I'm happy with this sort of build-up and this match. I have had Reigns and Lesnar face each other at the Rumble, and because Lesnar had boasted about his wages, he got punished and lost. And then he had injured a few other people, so the chances are it will probably end up being Reigns winning, because Lesnar is an accident, and if I do that, I want to write Brock Lesnar off. I don't want to just stick him in rivalries with the lower card guys. But you never know. We've got quite a lot of main event talent here. I could really work with both of them. So, yeah, we start the show perfectly. So it's all downhill from here. In the Intercontinental qualifying matches, Curtis Axel picks up a win over Jinder Mahal with a surprise package, surprise cradle, and Jinder was boasting a bit, and Curtis Axel quickly rolled him up. Yeah, both of these guys I've been trying to push. Jahinder is my TV champion, so I didn't want him going for the Intercontinental yet, and I think Axel, the right run, could get there. We then have Chris Jericho interviewing Kurt Angle about his upcoming match with Roderick Strong on the highlight reel. And Kurt Angle's starting to act a bit heelish here, right, saying that this rookie thinks he can come in, take his spotlight. You know what we're like with these sort of matches and rivalries. I feel we could turn Kurt heel, but I'm not quite sure if we will. So I like to put them in place if I want to use them, I can. As we know, Jericho has a long-term injury or working through injury and is leaving soon. He's not in the Intercontinental title tournament, but Kurt Angle will be facing Roderick Strong, who is one of the guys I really want to be a main event player by the end of the year. So even if he doesn't win it, I'm hoping this could push him to the next level. And then we gave Kurt Angle a match, which is very impressive, where he beat Pentagon Jr. by submission. I thought I'd give Kurt Angle someone who's actually quite good in the ring to face. And as you can see, it's only declining physical ability that cost him. I really am stuck with where to put Pentagon Jr. because I didn't want to lose him and Rich Swann from Shockwave because they were my heels. And yeah, I don't have heel cruiserweights apart from those two, and a couple I have 4 against like 13 faces. So we'll have to really work on creating a heel there. We then cut to an in-ring argument type thing between Certified G's and the Bucks about their upcoming tag team title match, where the Bucks challenge the Certified G's on their first Raw pay-per-view. And this is a really good rating, and in the end, it falls into a one-on-one matchup between Big Cass beating Matt Jackson. Now, the plan here was to hopefully have Big Cass start to improve a bit more. But still, he did get the win. Matt Jackson still got a better worker and a good rating, so I'm happy with everything in this match. We're going in the right direction. Well, an A for an impersonation thing. We did The Miz, we've done the impersonator thing before, but The Miz brings out an impersonator of Dolph Ziggler, like to mock him about the Intercontinental match, but then eventually the real Dolph Ziggler breaks it all up, and to get a 91 is really shocking. I thought this would be a lot lower. It shows that these two are a great star couple to use. I'm sad that it's only for the Intercontinental, but I have to try and create something new, because I lost Sami Zayn off Raw, and I went with The Miz to win it, and I think that really worked well. It was slightly short, which, well, never mind. That match is at the pay-per-view. Now, what was kind of put together last minute, American Alpha and Usos lose to Rage Inc. and Enemy State when Griffiths pinned Chad Gable. I gave Griffiths the pin because he is the weakest link. I'm trying to get him up to around the same sort of level as the rest. Both of these two teams are going to be facing each other in tag team action. We're going to have American Alpha versus Rage Inc. and Usos versus Enemy State. And we've got a nice little host of improvements. Most of this is to help boost the newer teams. We're doing that across the board pretty much. Rivalries with bigger teams like the Usos are probably now only my third best team. American Alpha haven't really got over quite like they should on the game, but we're still working on them. Not sure who will win. I'm not sure where we go with it, but still, we're starting things. Another 100 rating. That shows you how stacked Raw is, really. We've had Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar have their segment. We've had The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. And now we have Triple H bringing out Orton, Owens and Ambrose. Talking about Rollins and Ambrose's match. And Owens challenging Bray Wyatt. And he also says that Dean Ambrose will be trying to put an end to that little past Daniel Bryan again, not in this segment, when he finds himself his tag team partner to face Dean and Big E, who's also a main event player, at Vengeance. And yeah, very happy with this. And we sunk right back down again, but who worries too much? In a fatal four-way to see who will face Jinder Mahal at Vengeance, R-Truth picked up the victory in what seemed like it probably was a bit too long of a match. He pinned Heath Slater, overwhelmed by manager. Who's Heath Slater's manager? I didn't even know he had one. The reason I gave R-Truth the victory here is because, let's be honest, I'm probably not going to give R-Truth the title, but I feel Jinder needed an opponent who could face him and put up a bit of a fight. So I've gone with that. I don't really have any faces ready to challenge him. They're either too big or not ready at all. So R-Truth got drafted. When they get drafted, you always give them a little push for a couple of weeks and then before they fall away. So yeah, it makes sense, I feel. Daniel Bryan is backstage when the lights flicker and when the lights reappear on Finn Balor, full makeup, remember, he's only the demon on my game. He's in full paint, stood staring at Daniel Bryan. And he goes, "You, me, Sunday." And then the lights flicker off. Daniel Bryan is just stood there going, like, what's happening again? So it looks like Finn Balor has accepted to become Daniel Bryan's tag team partner to face Big E and Dean Ambrose. Yeah, I feel this is a good way to keep using Finn Balor. I know he's a great worker, but I like this. I love having a mysterious character, and him and Bray Wyatt can cause havoc on this show. And I want to phase out the Undertaker completely. So we've got two of them that can do it, and eventually, a long term down the line, I'm thinking potentially years, I can have Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt face off to see who will be the true Darkness Master. So yeah, we have an 83. I'm happy with that. Let's keep on rolling. And to try and cool the crowd down again, we didn't actually go to cool the crowd this time, but we had Justin Gabriel defeat Titus O'Neil, but Darren Young distracted Titus O'Neil, costing him his Intercontinental title shot, much like Titus cost Darren last weekend. And afterwards, Titus calls out Darren and challenges them to a match, and they will face each other at Vengeance in probably a short match. I'm pretty confident I know who I want to win, so we'll see what happens. And we go to our main event now. And it's a great match. I'm happy and I'm devastated at the same time. Brock Lesnar, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton defeat Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And Brock Lesnar defeated Rollins with an F5. As you can see by the performances, only Owens and Orton were the weaklings with an 86. Seth and Roman 92, 93. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The negatives came from Roman being inconsistent. Brock Lesnar's getting a declining physical ability warning now. That's a bit frustrating. But we are worried that Bray Wyatt got tendonitis, which is long term. That's the problem. And afterwards, Brock Lesnar floors Roman Reigns with an F5, and him and Paul Heyman stand there holding the title aloft, hoping that this is what will happen on Sunday. So we're going to end the show, and I think we should easily get an 80 plus here. We got an 87. That's quality. And that's good to see that the youngsters in a show that good. We're going to head back to the main screen and see what news we can read now. And we are back to the main screen, so let's read some news. We have Bray Wyatt's injury. We'll check on that. Let's see how Battleground went. I know I've set up a third NXT show, which isn't the best thing to do, but I got so much talent, I just need to use them. So let's check the news. Mojo Rawley's complaining. Great. We'll change that. And we'll check on Bray's injury, which worries me because he's my champ. And I don't like when my champ gets injured. Let's just do Mojo because why not? He's a lower mid card, okay. He wants to be a mid card, he can be a mid card. We'll check his progress actually while we're here, because as we know, I've seen a lot of people say how bad his popularity is at the start of the game, and I've barely used the gid, so give or take he was a 15. I did get him up to 38, but he's trickled down a little bit, but on the rise again. Didn't really use him for those 2 months because they're the hardest months to really book. No carders. Has he got any better at skills though? That's the bigger thing. According to this, he has not got above weak, but he's getting better at that one. He's also got a bit better at submissions, but he's still weak all around, really. Performance is strong though. He's athletic, he's powerful, he's got stamina, and he's tough, and he's resilient. And he's very good on camera, and very entertaining. He's got a good reputation, but he's shit at everything else. Yeah, so that's a bit disappointing. Anyway, let's go back and read Bray's injury and see how long it is. He's going to have to work through that for a year. Well, damn it. That is going to be crippling for us. He is my main event, pretty much. We can easily work around this, though. Bray doesn't actually need to be in matches to be great. That is the best thing about Bray Wyatt. He started quite low in the 70s. I got him up to the 84s, then he went down again, but he's shot right up ever since he's had the belt. That's really good to see. And his skills are, we can see how well he's improved in ring slowly. They're not too important. Chain wrestling and mat wrestling. Not very actually good, is he, on in ring? But performance, he gets the 85. Psychology is improving. He's very safe. He's getting a lot more consistent, and he's good at selling. He's athletic and powerful. Not the best stamina. Tough and resilient. Entertainment, he's one of the best. A 94 on the mic. I think he actually is rated 9th best on the mic. The only thing he doesn't have is sex appeal, but we don't need him for that. Reputation is 100. We think we know what we're going to be doing with Bray Wyatt now. I wouldn't even be able to turn him. Wow, it was that long ago when I turned at Bray Wyatt. He's considered a locker room leader already. Wow. So we'll just check the Raw storylines. So this is why I have quite stacked guys on Raw. We're going to lose one of our main eventers, and we're barely even going to notice it. I'm not sure how I'm going to work around it completely, because he will need to be in matches at times, but maybe give him tag matches and stuff. As we can see, we're pretty strong across the board here. That is much better than it should be. That's obviously going to always be weak. As we've seen, they've actually faced American Alpha twice already and won. And the matches are getting slightly better. That will always be reasonably weak. That's brilliant to see. That's good. And that's good. So I'm happy all round. Creative meeting. We have strong all around there. The next big things are pretty much my women's division. The Hot Prospects is pretty much my women's division plus Ricochet. Talk the talk, as you can see, Bray Wyatt is number 1. We've got Austin Aries. Nobody's showing on there from Raw, and nobody to worry about on there. So we will finish this show, and we'll be back with SmackDown next time. So thank you all for watching, and what shall we do with my Bray Wyatt problem now? Oh yes, I forgot this one. We should have shown you this Vengeance pay-per-view. I'm going to do Kurt Angle, Roderick Strong. That may be pre-show. Bray Wyatt, Kevin Owens for the title. Tag titles, just a random tag match. Jinder vs R-Truth for the TV. Orton vs Rollins. Brock vs Roman. The Miz, Ziggler, Intercontinental. Another little rivalry tag team match, probably be quite short, and Titus and Darren Young. So it's quite a good card, to be honest. But that's going to be everything now. We'll be back with SmackDown, as said. Thank you for watching.